Alright, fuckers. Since the next Arch Enemy album, Deceiver, is around the corner, I kind of felt like I had to give my quick thoughts on the band overall. So if you don't know who the band is, they're I think to be a melodic death metal band that actually has a hot Canadian blue-haired chick that replaced a former vocalist who had been there for years. I actually just came back from listening to Deceiver on YouTube if you want to check it out. But yeah, that song really kicks ass. This is probably the best I've heard from Alyssa so far as a vocalist from Arch Enemy, and it's amazing as always. Outstanding riffs. I love the structure of the song. It's like that train that's gaining speed and then explodes into a huge face melting blast. The solo and the ending are just totally sick. The song Handshake with Hell is pretty cool as well. The clean vocals are a very welcome addition to the song. I'd really like to hear more songs mixing the death grunts and the clean vocals, as Alyssa is a really special talent, because they utilize Alyssa's vocals more and bring some well-known needed shake-up to their sound. People who don't like these kind of experiments will have more than enough songs with the classic Arch Enemy sound. I for one kind of love that they finally took this step. I don't really mind it. In the oldest songs from The Agonist, which is a band Alyssa used to be their main vocalist until she switched to Arch Enemy, they had a good mix of the clean and extreme vocals, and I love that they might start doing this for their next album. But yeah, here's my history with the band. I only got into Arch Enemy because I liked The Agonist, which was a metalcore band, and found out that Alyssa was the new lead singer for Arch Enemy. Now look, I know there's going to be a divide in the fan base on who was better. Honestly, for me, I actually like both vocalists. I don't really prefer one over the other, although I do think Alyssa has more range, and while she didn't really use it much in War Eternal, probably because she was trying to fit in for those who want her to be a clone of Angela, I still think she can bring a lot to Arch Enemy. War Eternal was still pretty solid and proved that Alyssa had potential. And as for the metalcore sound, I think Alyssa's vocals are really toned down from her other band where they were a lot more metalcore. There's still a hint of it, but it's definitely a more death metal sound. Some would prefer Angela over Alyssa simply because she was more heavier, and I can see why. I think the first three albums plus Wages of Sins and Doomsday Machine were great. However, the Joanne era albums suffer from it being a bit too downtuned. They play in drop B, and I'm pretty sure it's drop B and not just 7 strings because the whole thing sounds a bit garbly for me. Some thinks it makes it more brutal or something, but honestly, I thought tuning up to C was more of an improvement than changing vocalist. But that's just me. Now, I get that there are people hating on Alyssa because she's not Angela and just think that she's relying on her looks to push the band into a much more commercial route. Honestly, who gives a shit? She still has a talent when it comes down to her growling, and especially when it comes down to her melodic clean vocals. That's more talent than I can say for a lot of these pop cunts out there with no talent whatsoever, yet are still breaking Billboard charts because the mainstream told the audience what to like. It doesn't make any sense, but that's reality for you. Still, she is an amazing vocalist and is a great fit for the band. Like I said, I have no preference for either Angela or Alyssa. I think they're both great. I still follow Arch Enemy and they're one of my favorite bands ever. But I have to be objective that they aren't the most concise band on quality terms. But I have to enjoy what I like from them. Either way, Arch Enemy is awesome, and hopefully their next album kicks ass. But anyways, fuckers, I'm out of here. Later.